quickly, any questions on that? I know I went through it very quickly. You can study the time rich, read the book, etc. But as long as you get the concept, one, everyone can become more productive by focusing on what's your 20% that's getting most of the results, no matter what you do. Some of your careers are a little bit limited where you have to physically be there all the time. Others of you could slowly start negotiating that to get some time to work from home, and just even one day a week working from home will increase your quality of work-life balance and give you more time to focus on other careers. Some of you can just go contract outright. I know in Sydney, a Sydney member many years ago, and what she did was that she decided to become a consultant for the company she was working for, and often consultants get paid more, and she was able to be more productive, but then she realized, well, she's doing the same sort of work for this company as other companies in the industry she can do the same work for. It's basically a replication of the same work. So you end up setting up 3 or 4 other contracts, so boost her income dramatically, much happier. She had a variety of work, so her employer became a client effectively. Etc. So the challenge with most people is that you're in business for yourself whether you like it or not, but you only have one client, and that's your boss. And that one client, if they sack you, then you're out, you don't have any other clients. So it's just renegotiating that. We've had other members. I know another member years ago, so he was a research type scientist. And so what he did was he basically said, look, I want to go contract, and they had no choice because it's very hard to get that role. He was able to go 3 days a week contract as a consultant and make more money than he was making as a salary employed person 5 days a week. And that freed up his time to do his investment strategies in property, and now he's a multi-millionaire and is eventually able to leave that career. So just by learning this concept and renegotiating things, use it to whatever level you can. The end result is saying, if we go back here, even before we increase our income, if you had, say, $60,000 a year is $5,000 a month, thereabouts, right? Gross. Semi-passive. It's not passive, but if you don't have to be there all the time, you've still got your income coming in, and you can still have your lifestyle, and then you can work on other income. So what you've done is not be necessarily chasing the $40,000 working well up this ladder. You've started going up this ladder and setting yourself up. Now you can still boost your income and do other things because you've got more time now, and that accelerates where you're going. But you're not neglecting the work-life balance, because ultimately you want to be able to have a lifestyle at some point. Make sense? Does anyone have any questions on that? Very good. Okay, so let's go through 6 human needs very quickly. Then we'll do one final process before lunch. And then we've got a lot to get through this afternoon before we lead all the way up to having some drinks tonight. So, 6 human needs. This is a concept I learned from Anthony Robbins some years ago. It's quite simple, very, very effective at helping you identify if you want to be more fulfilled and more happy. Raise your hand, make some noise. You want to be more happier in life. Okay, so then what I'm about to share you that can be an amazing little tool or concept or understanding that can help you do that. And I'll give you some examples so then you can look at how do you apply that to your life. Let's first of all look at what the 6 human needs are. So this is identified as far as what are the needs people need to meet in order to be fulfilled in life. Now the reality is we're all meeting these needs already at some level. The question is, if we can meet them at a higher level, will it live a more fulfilling life? If we're meeting them at a medium level or a lower level, then we're not going to be as happy, as fulfilled as we can be. So jot this down. The first one of the 6 human needs is the need for certainty. What is it? Certainty. Another word for certainty is what? Security. The need for certainty and security. We all have this need. Okay, why do a lot of people sign up for a 9-to-5 job? That meeting the need for stability, certainty, security. They have a secure paycheck coming in every week. So it gives them some stability. Why do a lot of people are in relationships? One of the reasons would be to meet their need for certainty. Okay, even though they find out some relationships can also meet their need for uncertainty. Okay, So certainty and security. So people are meeting their needs in different ways. Why do some people believe in, are religious or believe in God? It's meeting a need. What's faith? It's meeting a need for certainty. Is it true? If you believe in something, you believe it to be true. It's meeting your need for certainty. We live in a very uncertain world. But humans have that need for certainty. So faith is one way. And that can be a very empowering way for people to meet their need for certainty. Okay, so we meet these needs at different levels, okay? Now, too much certainty in our life, though, leads to what? Leads to what? Too much certainty leads to boredom, true? So we also have another need, and that is variety. To be fulfilled in our life, we need to meet our need for variety or uncertainty. Who has this need? Everyone. Okay, we all have this need to meet our need for variety or uncertainty. So we have different ways to do that. A lot of people might be, to meet their need for variety, they might change careers a lot throughout their life. Like they might get bored in one job. In the beginning it was exciting, but then it gets a little bit mundane and they're like, I want a new career, I want a new challenge, I want variety. Okay? Some people do that in relationships. Is that true? They meet the need for variety, they'll go from one relationship to the next, okay? Meeting the need for variety. So there's many different ways. Some people drink alcohol as a way to meet their need for variety. They know something's bound to happen or they'll change the way that they feel. So it can be a constructive way or a destructive way. So we all have this need. Who's ever done this before? Who's ever hired a DVD that you've already seen at the cinema before? Who's ever done that? Okay. We often do that. Why? Because we're trying to meet both our needs. We want the certainty it's going to be a good movie. We've already seen the movie, we know it's good, but you'll remember a lot of it, so we know it's good, but there's probably scenes that we've forgotten about, so we'll get still variety because we've forgotten about some things. Does that make sense? So in that case, we're meeting our need for variety and certainty all in one. Number 3, jot this down, is the need for love. What's the need for? Who has this need? Everyone, even those who don't want to be loved or feel they don't, they still have a need for love and connection. So why do people have a family? Predominantly probably meeting this need of love and connection, okay? People in relationships for love and connection. People might have pets. Why do they have pets? They meet their need for love and connection. So there's many different ways we can meet our need for love or connection. And why do some people join a violent gang? Would it be a need for what? Connection. To feel their belonging, to be part of something, okay? Love and connection, we all have this need. The question is, are we meeting this need at a low level, medium level, or high level, okay? That's what we're going to look at in a moment. So the need for love and connection. Now, jot this down, of any event or activity that you meet 3 or more of these needs, then it'll become an addiction. So when I go through the 6 human needs, if there's any particular activity that meets 3 or more of these needs, it'll become an addiction. Now, most people go, well, addiction, isn't that a negative thing? Well, no, addiction, you can have a positive addiction, is that true? Let's say if you like being fit and healthy and you're addicted to going to the gym. Can that be positive addiction, yes or no? Yeah, it can be, yes. What if you're into reading and growing and learning as a person and reading lots of books? Is that a positive addiction? Yep. So that's, you can have a negative addiction or positive addiction. So when I say addiction, it can actually be a positive addiction. So in other words, if you doing a particular activity, you meet 3 or more of these needs from, it will become an addiction. So number 4, jot this down. Number 4 is the need for significance. What is it? And who has this need? We all do. We all have a human need to feel special, to feel important, to feel significant. Okay? So we meet this need. Sometimes we'll go into sports and want to win an Olympic gold medal. He's meeting the need for what? Meeting the need for what? Significance. We want to win the grand final. Need for significance. We want to climb to the top of Mount Everest. Meeting the need for significance. We want the corner office. We want to be seen. We want to be promoted. Okay? We have trophies. We have awards. We have recognition. We want to be famous. The need for significance. Does it make sense? These are all driven. Now, we can meet them in a positive way. Strive maybe to win an Olympic gold medal. It's probably going to strive you to be a better person and dedicate and commit it and inspire people. Or we can meet in a negative way. A negative way might be tall poppy syndrome would be an example of meeting significance at a negative level. The age of the internet now, where people can hide behind computer screens and viciously attack celebrities or people that have a profile or anything, and just really be really mean, or even bullying at school, etc. It's all bred out of significance, because if you can tear someone else down, they feel like it's building themselves up. Who's following what I'm saying here? That's where the tall poppy syndrome comes from, is the need for significance. If someone doesn't feel worthy and they can attack, say, Oprah Winfrey and say negative things about her on Twitter or social media, they might feel better about themselves. Does it make sense? But really, is it an empowering way to meet your need for significance? Versus other ways you can become significant. Maybe, if someone was into helping people and making a positive difference in the world and they become famous because of that, that's an empowering way that they become significant as opposed to tearing people down. Making sense? What about, why people might be in a violent gang? Imagine if someone come up to Christy and put a gun to her head. Does that person now have significance over Christy's life, yes or no? So I could be a worthless bum on the street that's in a violent gang, and if I put a gun to Christy's head, now I can feel worthless, but now I have total significance in my life. Does it make sense? So that is, sorry about that. So, just my finger. So the point being, they gives them significance, gives them power. Violence is bred out of the need for significance, okay? So that would be, Christy, would you say that would be a destructive way for someone to get significance over you? Yes, it would be very, sorry. Is the what, sorry? Yeah, terrorism is a form of significance, yeah. Oh, the German pilot.
The German pilot recently, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know whether...
I think he wanted to feel a bit significant.
Yeah, I don't know whether he did it for significance or he did it because he had
he was
other
depressed.
Issues.
Yeah, but he also said he's going to become famous one day because everyone's going to know his name. So.
Okay, yeah, so that was his driving force. Well, then that was a very destructive way to meet a need for significance, okay? Just making sense? So we can meet it in a high level, medium level, or low level. Jot these other two down. So the last two are a big clue for you. If you're not as fulfilled in your life as you want to be, and you're not as happy as you want to be, and you really want more out of life and live life at a higher level, these are the two you really need to look at in your life. Are you meeting them at a higher level? So jot this down. Number 5 is the need for growth. What is it? The need for growth. Who needs to meet this need? Everyone. So if you're not growing, you are dying, effectively. So we all have this need to grow and be challenged and become more. All our life is all about growing, etc. You continue to evolve. If you don't evolve, you'll plateau and you won't be as fulfilled. So growth is super critical. So if you're not as happy as you want, it's probably because you haven't challenged yourself enough. You need a new challenge. You need to do something different that will make you become more and be more. And sometimes life just sends you challenges whether you like it or not, okay? And you're forced to grow. Is it true? Part of your life journey, your spiritual journey is growth. And we have to overcome many challenging things or difficult things that are not easy to deal with, okay? But it can make us a better person if we meet our need on a higher level. So growth, like attending a seminar like this weekend, that's one way you're meeting a need for growth. Is it true? Okay. So you're learning different things, you're growing, you're probably being challenged. You had to pass certain exams last night. You're doing things differently. You're like, my God, I never thought I could do that. But now, so you're starting to become aware, etc. So growth is good. Number 6, jot this down. The 6th and final one is the need for contribution. What is it? Who has this need? Everyone. So the need for contribution. So if you're not feeling, everyone has a need to feel that they're making a difference. If you're not feeling like you're contributing, making a difference to other people's lives, you won't ultimately be fulfilled. And I can tell you now, the people that are most fulfilled feel like they're making the most difference. Okay? So if you're not as happy as you want, if I want to be more fulfilled in my life, I can just go, how can I help more people? What more can I do for my friends, my family, my clients? What else can I do? So I can say, so my focus goes not on myself, not on my own problems, on how can I make a bigger difference. Make sense? And when I'm making progress with that, I'll feel 10 times happier. If I'm not, and being selfish and just focusing on myself, not as happy. Who's following what I'm saying here? It's all about making a difference and contribution, and that's the people that are happiest, that's what they're doing. So let me give you some examples. Let's run through this. Let's say Mother Teresa as an example. Let's run through the 6 human needs and let's take a guess and see which of her needs she was meeting in the work that she did to make a positive difference to the poor, particularly in Bangladesh, where she did a lot of mercy work. So let's look at, say, certainty and number 1. Would Mother Teresa be meeting her need for certainty for the work that she was doing? Who would say, yeah. I would say she was probably meeting a need for certainty. She knew that she was making a difference. She certainly, she would have had a lot of certainty, but she also had a lot of variety as well. A need for variety. She certainly would have a needing for variety, all different situations, all types of things she had to deal with. So I would say she was meeting her needs for both these levels, okay? What about love and connection? Who thinks she was meeting her need for love and connection? Who thinks that might have been her primary driver? Fair chance could have been a primary driver. So already she's meeting her needs at 3 of these levels by a particular activity. Is now becoming a what? An addiction. Okay, in this case, a positive addiction. Significance. Was she meeting her need for significance? Yeah. Well, she probably didn't set out to be significant from her work, but she ultimately became one of the most famous women on the planet because of her work. So she ended up meeting a need for significance, but it wasn't, most of us would agree, probably wasn't her driving force. She wasn't doing it for significance, even though she became very significant. Growth. What has she been growing, meeting a need for personal growth through the work she was doing? I'd say massively. Massively. And contribution. Was she feeling like she was making a difference? Yes. She would have felt that way. Yeah. So it's probably contribution and love and connection were probably her number 1 and 2 driving forces. But you can see now she's pretty much meeting all these needs in her career, what she was doing. So therefore, that's why it became a lifelong addiction for her to continue to do it. Who's following what I'm saying here? And she would have had quite a fulfilled life, a challenging life, but quite a fulfilled life because she would have felt she was making a difference, okay? And it's great that she was recognized for that ultimately. Making sense? Let's look at someone let's say Oprah Winfrey. Let's look at Oprah, let's say with her, doing her career. Her need for certainty. Is she meeting a need for certainty? Let's say when she was doing a TV show. Yep, she would have, being a billionaire would give you some level of certainty. But she had a lot of certainty. She was, her show was certainly popular and she was comfortable doing it, etc. She knew she could deliver. So she had a lot of need for certainty. Was she still getting variety, yes or no? Yes. Different people on every show, traveling the world, meeting amazing people. For a long period of time, she would have been meeting her need for variety. I dare say towards the end of her TV show career, her need for variety wasn't being met enough, okay? So love and connection. Was she meeting a need for love and connection through her work? In a large way, with a TV audience, people there, people she met, a lot of love and connection. So she was definitely meeting her needs there. So now it's already an addiction, is that true? 3 or more needs becomes an addiction. Significance. Was she meeting a need for significance through a TV career? One of the most famous women on the planet. Mightn't have been a driving force in the beginning, okay, but certainly she's certainly become significant. Growth. Did she grow a lot as a person? Her story, where she's come from and to where she's got, amazing story of personal growth, okay, and overcoming adversity, etc. And contribution. Would she feel like she's making a difference in the world? So you can see meeting those 6 needs in her career at a high level, in her career, should be fulfilled, okay? However, I know after meeting Oprah and knowing a lot about Oprah, I'm going to dare say that in her TV career, that she started to lose wasn't meeting her need for growth as much in her TV career towards the end, and not enough variety. So what she wanted was a new challenge. But that new challenge to grow more by starting her own TV network and finishing a very successful career, even when she still had 40 million TV viewers, most people wouldn't quit a career like that, and being paid a lot of money, total certainty, to go out and start her own network. So she wanted to meet her need for growth more, and she needed more variety. And she certainly got that. She lost nearly $300 million. She was ridiculed. It's like she was risking failure, etc. But out of that, she was able to turn that around and really, so she grew out of that and she's achieved more, and her belief would she be able to reach more people that way. Making sense? So in her career, she's meeting her needs. So therefore, I would suggest Oprah spends a lot more time in her career than she does in her personal relationship. Make sense? Because she meets her needs at a higher level through her career and through her work. Who's following what I'm saying now? Okay? So, is there anyone else, let's say, is there anyone famous in Sydney we might want to do this on? Who's famous in Sydney?
Mr. Boris.
Okay, let's look at Mark, yeah. So Mark Boris. Everyone know Mark Boris? Yellow Brick Road, multi-millionaire. What's that show? The Apprentice? Does The Apprentice. Mark's a great guy. He's a really awesome individual. So let's say in his career, let's look at that, okay? Let's look at his career.